Hey everyone, it's Melissa here with communicatewithangels.com, and I am coming to you live today to share with you how to improve your connection with your angels. I have 3 important tips that I would love to share with you if you are on this spiritual journey, wanting to improve your connection with spirit, with your own guides. And I am also happy to answer any of your questions. So if you have comments or questions for me as we go through, you'll see the chat box. Please don't be shy. Go ahead and say hi. Let me know where you are in the world and what questions you might have for me today. And I have an invitation for you as well. If you are interested in having a direct communication with your angels and improving that, then I have a free masterclass that's coming up next week. It's called How to Connect with Your Angels or Spirit Guides. And I'm going to share with you ways that you can start accessing your communication, and you'll practice that right on the live class with me. So the place to go to register is communicatewithangels.com/webinar. All right, so let's dive into these tips on how to improve your connection with your angels. So, my first tip for you today is that in order to be in communication with your angels, you need to be relaxed. Okay, so the first step is to relax. I know that sounds easier said than done sometimes, but when you are stressed, run down, busy, tired, in a bad mood, distracted, whatever it might be. Rushing is a big one for me sometimes. Those are the times when we're not as spiritually aligned, right? So you are energy. You are a radar system of energy going out all the time. You are energy. And how strong is that vibration? Or is it run down and weaker? And that's not a greater than or lesser than thing. It's just something to be aware of. It's an indication of how you're feeling and what you're experiencing. But if your energy gets lower through just stuff that happens in life, a lot of times it's just what it is, right? But that means that it's more difficult for your guides to get through. And so you need to have tools available to you to learn how to spiritually cleanse and relax. Relaxed means being in the moment. It means I can observe what's happening around me without getting triggered by it. It means that I'm open and receptive to the energy of my guides, and that I can receive that. I'm aware, right? So a lot of the spiritual journey is increasing your sensitivity and increasing your awareness of energy. Because as a young child, you naturally were tuned into energy. You had this without trying. And then we get those negative messages. Oh, you're just making it up. That's not right. That's scary. That's the devil, right? For some of you, that it went that far. And so we shut down that sensitivity from a young age. And then it's hard to trust it again because we had so many messages when we were little that it was wrong. But it's not wrong. It's the real you. Okay. So you can learn to raise your vibration again and expand your sensitivity, expand your energy. And I'm doing this with my arms for a reason, because I've always talk with my hands, but I'm doing that for a reason because it is actually a physical thing where your energy becomes bigger and stronger. That's when your guides are going to be right there for you. They're always there, but we get energetically disconnected, and our angels speak the language of energy. Right? They're not part of the physical world. They don't communicate in physical world ways. They are energy, but you are too. You've just kind of forgotten it or shut it down. So it's reawakening that. The best tool that I know for raising your vibration and being relaxed is called the spiritual cleansing. If you want to learn that technique, you can go to communicatewithangels.com/cleansing. If you are here live or even watching the replay, and you want to say hi and let me know that you're here, please do. If you have a question for me, I'm happy to answer it before I hop off today. So please comment and ask your questions in the chat box there. So my first tip for improving your connection with your angels is to relax. Tip number 2 is to feel. And what I mean by that is to receive the impressions without judgment. So there are 4 spiritual gifts that you have that through which you will receive messages from your angels. Inner hearing, inner vision, inner knowing, and inner feelings. And you will be receptive to receiving those messages all the time. They're always available to you, but a lot of times we're not ready to receive them. So this is about being in the moment, being in the now, and just receiving whatever it is without judgment. Because what I see so many of my clients do is they might even hear an intuitive message or see a picture, but then they immediately start judging it, analyzing it, saying it's wrong, it's weird, I can't believe that can't be right. And what you want to do is quiet that blah, 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 and just receive. And don't do anything with it right away. Don't judge it. Don't say it's right. Don't say it's wrong. Don't approve. Don't disapprove. Just receive it. Okay, so we need to slow down a little bit. We need to stop that monkey mind, and we just need to go, oh, interesting, right? There's no interpretation needed right away. There's definitely no judgment needed right away. So start noticing your habits of this could be happening to you just in a random moment of the day without you realizing it, right? So maybe you get a hunch, you get an idea pop in your mind, and that's really coming from your angels, but maybe you didn't realize that. But when you get those hunches and ideas and aha moments, do you just acknowledge them, or do you start judging it and analyzing it and talking yourself out of it? Or trying to figure out what it means before you've even really given yourself a chance just to relax and receive. Okay, so step 2 is receive, and that might sound like obvious, but it's receiving in a way where you're giving yourself enough time to do it, right? And just getting the download without that mind coming in to analyze in whatever way is your favorite way to do that, right? People do it in different ways. Let me know if that makes sense. I see somebody said, I want to message you, but I can't find a way. So the best email is support@communicatewithangels.com. But if you have a question right now, I'm happy to answer it. Please post it in the chat, same place you posted that message. All right. I'd love to know if you're here, if you've just hopped on live too. Where are you in the world? Okay, so step 1 was to relax and raise your vibration. Step 2 was to receive without judgment. Or to receive without, sorry, I'm looking at my notes in the wrong place. Receive without analyzing. Judgment comes into it too, but we do so much analyzing of the messages, and you just want to receive them so that you get more and more and more and more. Then when you've given yourself enough time to receive, so maybe it's a few minutes, maybe it's longer. I don't think you have to meditate for a really, really long time, but at least notice when you're starting to analyze and go, let me just take a deep breath and just receive and be present. Okay. Takes a little bit of practice, but it's so worth it. Then step 3 is to interpret without judgment. So this is where you come into the equation. You get to say, oh, okay, so I got this word or I got this picture. What that means to me is, what area of life are maybe they wanting to help me with? Or what is the message that they have for me that I haven't been seeing for myself? But you do that part yourself. Right? So you have a 50-50 relationship with your angels. You're not just blindly following what they say. You get to then bring your own intuition and your own common sense into the equation. And you know your life better than anybody else. So I'm really here to encourage you to trust yourself more than any psychic who needs to interpret the messages of your angels for you, because you are your own best psychic. You have inner guidance. You have your own connection with your angels, and your interpretation of the message is the best one. Right? It reminds me of people ask me all the time, what does it mean when I see 111? What does it mean when I see 333? Well, I can tell you what it means to me, but what does it mean to you? There's no blanket dictionary of angel symbols out there. I don't think that any angels desire that to be published. They have their own language and the way that they work with you uniquely. And your interpretation of the messages is right for you. I think we're so programmed when we go to school that there's a right answer and a wrong answer, and we need to pass the test. And we start doing that with our spirituality, and it just doesn't fit, right? There's no right, there's no wrong. There's many different interpretations. All of them are right, none of them are wrong. So you can start to see how this very linear approach and how we've been taught to learn from going to school or college messes up your spiritual trust. You get to really be more expansive here and just go by feeling rather than from intellect. And that's really the key. This is a journey of developing your feeling intuitive part. And that operates differently than your mind. Your mind wants to be in control. Your mind wants to prove everything and have, everything logical and A plus B equals C. And that's good when it's needed. But when you're working with your angels, that's not the area of your brain that you need to be accessing. You need to be working with your feeling side. That is not logical. It's not linear. It just is. And it can be interpreted many different ways. And the more you just trust that without worrying about whether you got the right answer, because there's no such thing, then you're really getting somewhere. So I'm going to hop off in a minute if there's no questions. So if you do have some, please post them in the chat here or just say hi and let me know where you are in the world. And I'll just review the 3 points that I shared with you on how to improve your communication with your angels. So the first one is to relax and raise your vibration. Number 2, just receive without analyzing. Don't start saying, did I make it up? Did it wrong? Just receive without analyzing. And then number 3 is to interpret the message without judgment. You get to choose your interpretation, whatever feels right for you. You can't get it wrong. Isn't that kind of reassuring, actually, to know that you can't get it wrong? How cool is that? Okay, well, if you would like to go deeper with your communication with your angels, I hope that you will join me on my live masterclass, which is coming up next Wednesday, February 23rd. It's called How to Connect with Your Angels or Spirit Guides. And in that live Zoom class with me, I'm going to start sharing with you the tools to open you to a communication with your angels. The only thing missing for you right now is that you haven't had the tools to be able to have that direct connection. And I'm going to start sharing those first steps with you on the live masterclass. So it's free. Go ahead and register at communicatewithangels.com/webinar. I'd be so grateful if you shared it with your friends who might be interested. And I can't wait to connect with you there live. Have an amazing day, everybody. Bye for now.